Hi, this is Crystal at the Rain Dance Ranch at Sierra's Garden, where I live temporarily, and in Chino, California. And I want to talk about some of my very favorite houseplants. So I've had people ask me what kind of plants to get, and I should know because I've had a lot of indoor plants, but I have killed them. Like, I had this awesome spider plant that was just going like gangbusters, and I up potted it, and I think it had fungus gnats in the soil that I put it in, and I didn't know about fungus gnats at that time, and they just demolished it. And by the time I figured out that if you put it outside, that could be part of solving the problem, but it just died like within a week. And it was outside at an okay time as far as I remember. But anyway, so I've killed a lot of my plants, and I really haven't had a lot of indoor plants, but I used to care for them professionally for a company, and I would go to restaurants and mostly and take care of their plants inside the restaurant. But I just really haven't even been very much into indoor plants. However, I'm finding that a lot of indoor plants can do good outdoors, like in a shady spot on a patio in warmer climates. And if it gets too hot or too cold, you can move them in. And I'm pretty good about paying attention to that stuff most of the time. So these two plants right here, you'll probably recognize. They're labeled as zygos. What did this one say? No, that one didn't say anything. That one's not labeled. Zygo something, but they're, the holiday cactus. And this one has been outside on the front porch, and you can see it gets these red, and I've seen some out in full sun in San Diego area, and they get really red, and I think they're quite pretty. I don't know how they really stand up in the full summer sun, even in San Diego, but I think they do if you'll give them enough water, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this has been on the front porch since Christmas. I just picked it up at Christmas time, and it looks pretty happy out on the porch. This one has been inside the whole time I've had it, and I've had this for a year now. Does this say? Yeah, zygo cactus. I've had this for a year now, and I don't think it's going to be blooming for Easter. This is an Easter cactus, and you can see the difference in the leaves. But it's grown quite a bit, and I would like to up pot it and get it to get a little bigger, but it'll probably stay in here until fall, most likely. Anyways, but these are so easy to grow, and I noticed that a lot of people who aren't really into plants per se tend to be able to keep these no problem, and then it makes them feel like they have a green thumb. They're so easy. They grow indoors, they can grow out on a porch. Probably if you get freezing temperatures, they'll need to come in even on a porch in the wintertime. But hey, get one and leave it out in a deep porch area close to your house over the winter. If you live in Wisconsin, see what happens. I'd like to know how far you can push these things. But yeah, I suspect they wouldn't make it. This is another one that I think I went like 9 months without watering it, because I kept waiting for it to look like it needed something. And it just has looked like this since the day I got it, except for this was a little more arching down like this is. So it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's still beautiful now. I love the sculptural quality of it, but it hasn't grown at all. I mean, maybe it's just dead and it's preserved itself. I don't know, but I started watering it every couple months, and then this moved. And it kind of gets dim light. It's some kind of a Sansevieria. I'm not sure which one it is. If anybody is curious, let me know. But if it's dead and it's just preserved itself, I'm cool with that. But I don't think it is dead. I really think it's alive. It's very hard. And it was hard when I got it, too. It's a very interesting plant. And Sansevierias are known to be low water use. Okay, now this is not necessarily what you would think of as a indoor plant, but if you have some various types of succulents, you can actually keep them in water. And I've had these in water since like Thanksgiving. And I've got a whole another batch of them. And this was a little polka dot plant cutting that I put in water a long time ago. It has not rooted, but it keeps growing. And then this is a carrot leaf, and it just is living real happy in there. And that's, I don't know if that's rooting. I just put that in like a week ago. But yeah, carrot tops, good greenery for cut flowers, that's for sure. I don't know if it's going to start rooting and do anything, but if you just want to make a quick arrangement of plants, you can put some succulents. This is like one of those basic aeoniums, I guess. You can put succulents in water and different things in water and then just keep them as cut flowers. And again, this one has grown on. But I think it grows on in the spring, and I planted it in the fall, and it's taken this, it just started getting these colorful leaves. Now here is my all-time favorite plant right now, and this is a bird's nest fern. And I love how the leaves are wavy, and it sort of has I just love how this thing grows. I mean, if you can't see that and say, oh my gosh, that thing is amazing, even though a lot of these leaves are broken, it still looks amazing to me. But I got this at the dollar store for like $6.99, and all these leaves were broken like this. But I'm like, I know ferns, let me try that one. And so I bought this probably like in August, maybe September, in San Diego. And it sometime around Thanksgiving or Christmas, I noticed, you can see down in the bottom, there's some new little shoots coming up, leaf shoots. But these leaf shoots just started to come up around Thanksgiving, Christmas, and now they're just starting to lengthen and unfurl, and then there's like 4 more down in there, so that's going to be 10 new leaf growths. And I water this about once a week, but sometimes I forget, and it doesn't seem to mind. So I've had a lot of problems with like the regular Boston-like ferns, growing them in the house. They just never seemed happy, and I was living in Arizona. So I don't know if just that slight bit of extra humidity that exists here in California as compared to Phoenix makes a difference with this particular fern. I don't know, because I never had one of these ferns in Phoenix or Flagstaff, where it's very, very dry. But I would suspect that these might do good anywhere indoors. I can't even believe these are great plants. If you want easy plants that all you got to do is to remember to water, these are your best friends. I don't fertilize these or anything. I mean, I may start fertilizing them more on a regular basis, and I need to do things to make sure that these bloom, because this had really cute little blooms on it when I bought it last year. And it probably needs to be put in the dark, and it probably needs to receive some kind of fertilization. So anyway, so those are my recommendations for house plants that grow great indoors. anything sansevieria, experiment with succulents in water, carrot leaves, right off the carrots you get at the farmer's market or something, these polka dot plants, and any of these Christmas holiday cactus. And my favorite, bird's nest fern. All right, Crystal from the Rain Dance Ranch. When it rains, go out and dance.